everybody, welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where Call of Duty is what I used to call it when I had to go to the bathroom. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to be reviewing Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
That's what I used to call it when I had to go number 2, in case you
two.
didn't get that. As always, you can check us out.
Was it up? Black Ops?
It was.
Oh, that's
it was Black Ops.
Gross.
As always, you can check us out at Twitter, at Epic Geek Out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get all our new episodes.
Facebook.com/EpicGeekOut, website www.epicgeekout.
Content explicit.
Yeah, let's get into our review before we crack up.
So Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the 9th game in the Call of Duty franchise.
Wow.
It is the sequel to Black Ops, which came out in 2010. This one is by Treyarch. It goes every other now. So this is, the sequel, obviously, to Black Ops. And it's the first game to feature futuristic weaponry as well. Very interesting.
In the Black Ops,
Yeah. So it basically first-person shooter, military shooter. Call of Duty at this point. It's another Call of Duty game, and it is out for all the major consoles, and we played it on Xbox 360. So Rob, what did you think of it?
So this is another hard game to review because if you're watching a video game review, I think you understand what you're going to be getting with this. This is a heart-racing action game that is done so very well. I really enjoyed the time I had with this game. I was just playing through single player mode, and I feel like the set pieces in this game are some of the best set pieces that in any shooting franchise I have played to date. I don't see a fault in this game since I've been playing it. It melds so far in the single player the expansive different types of missions, some that are kind of like quick time where to break through something you have to hit X a bunch of times, and a giant bus comes crashing near you barely escape it, and it's crazy like that. Or another level where when you're on a horse and it's like, let's do this for courage, and you're riding at tanks on a horse, and it's just like, this is a Polish joke on a video game. Like, I mean, it is just I've been really enjoying it. I think just it's the graphics at a new level. I mean, it is, and it's so hard to say because this is a first-person shooter, and they are doing some new things. There are some levels that you get to control, different like sentry guns, things like that, and you can go to the command level and switch in between out through different things, and so that's new and neat. I don't think that was a feature in any other games. I could be wrong there, but it's great. It's Call of Duty. I mean, it's the new Call of Duty. It is exactly what you expect it to be. If you're looking for a first-person shooter, you want to play online with your friends, I mean, this is really the game to get, I think.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty. I've never really been into this storyline. I'm more into the Modern Warfare storyline. So for that, where it kind of takes the storyline from the last game, I'm into that because I know what's going on. This game, I had no idea what was going on. I played Black Ops 1 briefly because I think you rented it or borrowed it from somebody.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that game. I didn't play that game. I mean, it's the same thing as the last game, if you like that. I mean, it's hard to come off Halo review where, it kept the same Halo stuff, but I think it added enough new stuff to keep me kind of interested. Bless you.
Excuse me.
But this just felt the carbon copy, and it's kind of sad because it's sold well. They're gonna sell well for the foreseeable future, so they don't really have any motivation to innovate, I guess, really. Not sure if they want to at this point because people love what Call of Duty is, but I just felt like running around some of the levels just in multiplayer just seems so similar to the other levels. Yeah. And that's fine.
There's more customization too in single player where you can choose your loadouts in single player,
right. Yeah.
And stuff like that. And they are trying with some new vehicles, some new gadgetry, which is pretty cool. But I mean, but it is a first-person shooter. You can't redo that genre so much.
And I guess the futuristic stuff is kind of cool. I mean, some of the drones that you use and whatnot.
The giant machetes you get.
Yeah.
Those kills are pretty
and
impressive.
I like the shock things you can throw in multiplayer. I mean, I'm lukewarm about it just because it is Call of Duty, and it's the same thing that you would get from another game of Call of Duty, but it's just more the same. But that's probably why you would buy it anyway. And I know a lot of people that are loving it, but for me, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough to keep me drawn in to go out and purchase this game.
Well, in my friends, when I log into Xbox Live, it's all Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, which I think is crazy because it didn't seem like, at least in my group of friends, that anyone's still playing Halo, which I still got to get through that game. But I mean, it is. We could keep talking about it, but it really is. It's the new Call of Duty game. It is everything that you would expect in that regard. And I think it is done well. I don't think it's your cup of tea, but it's a superb game in that regard.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I like these games, and I loved, the first Modern Warfare. I think we got the beta or something, and we played for hours. You remember that?
Yeah.
Gosh, forever. It's such a fun mechanic.
Broken controllers later.
It's such a fun mechanic. Yes, and I had the last Modern Warfare, but I don't know. I guess I'm just getting a little. My interest is waning a little bit.
And I think this leads me to this question.
But I do like Halo right now. So
and I think here's the question, and I guess we know your answer. But which would you prefer? Because the difference of game styles to Halo to Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, if you're playing in hardened or whatever the highest level is, you're one shot and you're dead. It is more realistic, but Call of Duty is much more, it's the armies attacking you, you're picking off guys. It's kind of one-shot kill kind of thing.
Are we talking about single player here?
Yeah, in single player. Yeah. Whereas in Halo, you got the shields, you got the aliens. Which do you prefer video game style? Because I think that says a lot. Because we had 2 new entries within weeks of each other of tentpole franchises, which is really incredible. I mean, huge releases.
I don't like the enemies in Halo as much. Because I don't really like the little grunt things. I don't know. Something about those guys annoy me. But I'm strictly talking multiplayer with that. I think. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just frustrating.
Let's just talk about multiplayer then. Which multiplayer do you prefer? Where Halo, you can kind of duck behind, regenerate your shield.
Yeah,
but then Call
definitely
of Duty,
Halo.
Because it's more video game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and and I don't get as angry if I get one-shotted.
Yeah.
Because I'm awful. Call of Duty, you have to be more precise, I feel, with your shooting. So definitely because I don't have skill, that might be why I don't like this game. But I'm sure, there's so many people out there that do. One thing I wanted to say quick is that I did try the zombie mode, which, like I said, I didn't have the last Black Ops, so I didn't get a chance to play that for that game. But I couldn't get into a match with other people, and we only had one copy of the game, we couldn't do it. But the solo was just weird. I thought it was going to be a little bit more Left 4 Dead-ish, but it was kind of weird. I didn't really like it. The zombies were weird. I don't know. That's just preference. I don't know.
Just preference. But again, if you're watching this, you're probably
it's
already have the game.
You're gonna get $60 worth out of this game.
Yeah.
It's just for me. It just felt not as innovative. I don't think it's a bad game. I just, probably for my money, I just stick with Halo at this point. So that's it for another episode of Epic Geek Out. But before we let you go, it's time to give our thanks. So Rob, besides Dayquil and NyQuil, what are you thankful for today?
I'm thanking something in that same vein.
Nice.
Chad thanked Pumpkin Pie on Tuesday, and I'm going to thank a food group that has been helping me the last couple of days.
Bacon.
Soup. Underrated.
Bacon soup?
No. The corn chowder might have had bacon in it.
Nice.
I'm not sure. But when you are sick, there is nothing like some good soup. Luckily, I had some leftovers from Thanksgiving of my grandmom's escarole soup, which, for those who may not know, is the Italian meatball soup. My grandmom's the best. She counts how many meatballs she puts in it. It was 685 this year.
Oh my god.
Which is crazy. But
they should do that game where you have to guess,
We do.
Really?
And then
That's
the people
fun.
get the pot because we bet, because we have gamblers in the family. So we do that. Soup is so underrated as a food. When you are sick, it gives you that 10 minutes of
relief,
forgetting you're sick, and then it's gone, and then you're sick
Tomato
again.
soup with grilled cheese.
Is perfect. Is absolutely great. And I might make some after this show. So I would just like to thank Soup today. Chad,
Nice.
What are you thankful for?
I've been playing the heck out of an iPhone game that Rob told me about. We've both been playing it. Granny Smith.
It's fun.
It's awesome. I don't think it's free anymore. It was free for a limited time, but it's only like 99 cents if it costs anything. Your granny You're chasing your apples.
From this
little
scoundrel.
This little boy, he's trying
He's
to
a
steal your
thief.
apples. For some reason, she's on roller skates and she uses her cane to kind of zip line on things. But it is a blast. Trust me.
It's so much fun.
Trust me. I feel like there's so many games out there, and maybe we'll do a roundup soon. But
Yeah.
there's so many games, and with a lot of the good ones costing money, you don't want to invest money if it's not going to be your type of game. And it's just that is the timer for the thing. Yes. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, this is a great game for iPhone, iOS. Check it out. It's called Granny Smith. So, yeah, right, it's good.
I'm sick.
That's all right. So that's it for this week of episodes of Epic Geek Out. But guess what? We're going to be back next week with even more. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.